Hey guys, so this isn't meat footage, and one of the reasons for that is because I totally forgot my camera, but I definitely still wanted to talk about the experience, talk about the event, talk about my performance, and give you guys kind of a rundown of everything. I'm going to try really hard to keep this from being too long, and so here we go. First of all, I do want to say that the event itself was an awesome experience. It was an honor to be involved. It was really cool to get to lift with some really incredible lifters. Brad Gillingham, Grant Higa, Vasil, I don't know even how to say your last name, but you were awesome. Lane Boss, you were exemplary of the last name there, sir. I want to say thank you to Dana Snow, the head of the USAPL Washington branch. Definitely this event changed my perception of at least my local chapter of that federation, and it was a complete 180 from the negative experience that I've had in the past. This was a very positive time for me, and thank you for making that so awesome. To Aaron and Ivan Ribic, who put on the great event, thank you guys for letting me be a part of it, for having me be involved, and for putting on such an amazing event. To Roger and Allie Baker, who reached out to me and kind of got me this opportunity in this slot. I appreciate you guys and all that you've done as well. Really means a lot. The event was electric. It was incredible. The energy was awesome, and I think if more powerlifting events were fashioned in a way that had that much energy, it'd be even more fun of a sport, and the sport itself would really benefit. So thank you guys for doing all of that. To everybody who was involved with the show, it really was an incredible experience, and you guys made it very memorable. To my other competitors, you guys were awesome and incredible, and it was great to even share the platform with you. And it was truly an honor to lift with some of those incredible lifters. For my own performance, I'm just gonna say it straight up. I did not perform anywhere close to what I would say my best ability is, or even what I would call my acceptable performance level. I didn't even end up close to what my normal opener is for a deadlift out of a 3-lift meet, and I have a laundry list of reasons why I feel like that happened. A lot of them may come off sounding like excuses, but I really don't want to make excuses. I just want to, I'll just give you guys an honest idea of what happened, and then, kind of analyze my performance and point out some things that I need to work on and fix. So I was not feeling great on the day. I definitely was feeling a little bit underprepared coming in. I was trying to make the most of it, trying to stay optimistic. I was invited 7 or 8 days out from the meet itself, which for me is just not ideal, and I absolutely believed that I could show up and put on a great showing regardless. I think I overestimated my own preparation ability and the time that I need. I overestimated my ability to peak for a meet in a short amount of time. I think that in the future I will have to kind of swallow my ego a little bit more and be honest and say that no, I can't do something that close out and still be able to perform well because I need more time to prepare. And 7 or 8 days without having even a deadlift session, like a legitimate deadlift session in that time to actually prepare, was just not enough. Yeah, I would say that the bar itself was not really a factor like I thought it was going to be. I thought the biggest deal was going to be going from a deadlift bar to an Alico bar or a Alico bar, or however you say it. Didn't throw me off nearly as much as I thought it was. I am under practiced on a stiffer bar, but not 100 pounds under my best under practice, not even probably 30 or 40 pounds under my best under practice, and I've pulled 727 in a competition before in a USAPL meet with kind of a worse feeling at 195 on that same bar, so that isn't the reason that I wasn't able to perform well. The actual performance, the numbers that I hit, I lowered my opener. My plan originally was going to go 684, 718, and 738. That was the plan going in. I was really confident doing that. But we got there, and I just wasn't feeling on. I was feeling off in a lot of different ways, and not as confident, so I lowered my opener down to 671. And while we were doing our warm-ups, I I had no explosiveness. I felt really slow, really kind of grimy, just like fatigued. The only way I could really compare it to feelings that I've had before are there's been a few occasions where I'll come in to a workout and we'll have done a lot of volume the week before and just had a really big fatigue debt and just have no pop on my deadlifts. I think in my last training cycle I missed a 690 pull that I was supposed to hit for a double off the ground, and that was after some really good squats and some really good deadlifts the week prior. And then I came back the next week and was able to hit it for an easy set of 2 after a lot higher rep work, and it was just kind of a fatigue factor. That's sort of how it felt. I felt like I just had no real speed, even in the warm-ups. So, I think that I wasn't able to drop the fatigue like I had planned to from my preparation, and I just was not on my best form when I got there. The attempts themselves, my opener, I dropped my opener again after the warm-ups felt so bad. I hit my last warm-up set of 635, put on 657 for my first attempt, and it moved fine. It was all right. It was better than my last warm-up was. I think that the crowd energy and the event energy really got me going. I was able to do that. A factor that I was informed of but did not respect nearly enough was the rate of which we would be taking our attempts. For the 5 of us, we had a 20-minute block of attempts to be taken, which anybody who is familiar or has done a powerlifting meet knows that that is a really rapid time frame. Usually a flight takes like 45 minutes to an hour for a slightly longer list of lifters. And we were just taking our attempts, and they warned us. They said, lower your openers, everybody, don't do anything crazy, because it's going to go fast. And they were not kidding, and I was under conditioned for those conditions. I was not prepared to do my opener and then have my second attempt loaded and get called bars ready 4 or 5 minutes later. They were moving fast. The spotters and loaders were on their game as far as their speed with getting those changes. It was insane how quickly it was going. And that was the thing. I was kind of going in expecting more of a powerlifting meet type scenario, and while it was a meet, it was a competition. It was sanctioned by the USAPL. It was more of an exhibition event, and that was something that, the experience of doing it, now I know that, now I understand, but I didn't understand going in. So we went in order. Lane went, then I went, then Grant went, then Brad went, then Vasil went, and it was just so rapid fire. You didn't have hardly any time to recover. My first lift of 657 moved pretty well. It was pretty smooth. We were encouraged to play up with the crowd and to get the energy up, and so I did that after my opener. We had the USAPL announcer, who, if any of you are familiar with that federation, the guy who wears the pirate kind of clothes, I forget his name, but he was an awesome announcer, an incredible MC, and really brought the energy of the house up, really brought our energy up, and made it really fun. He had requested beforehand, he said, oh, I see that you're, this number is around, my favorite number to announce, which is 302.5 kgs, which is the 666. He really wanted to do the number of the beast announcement, and based off of how my plan was going and how under prepared I was feeling, I said, yeah, I'll take that as a second attempt. So to be completely honest, normally at any meet in the last 3 or 4 years, I've opened with 705, and I haven't missed a deadlift less than 700 pounds in a competition setting in a very long time. So doing 2 attempts under that weight felt really weird to me, but just with the environment and with my level of preparation on that day and how I was feeling, that was kind of, that's kind of where I took it. And I figured that, the point right now is not to kind of pursue a PR or my best showing, because I think that it would be better for me to stay lower and put on a better show for the people that were there and treat it more like an exhibition than go for a big number or try to stay within my own expectations and potentially go out there and hit an opener and have nothing left with the rapid turnover time. So on our second attempts, Lane went out and popped a glute. He went out there and You know, I really hope he has a speedy recovery. It was really awesome to meet him, and it was a great experience lifting with him. But he popped his glute on stage, and instead of, you know, waiting for everyone to come and make sure he was okay, he kind of scuttled off to the side and collapsed in the back. And you know, it was. I'm not gonna say that it freaked me out or threw me off, but it definitely was a factor consideration. I was more concerned that he was okay than I was about getting ready for my next lift. And they called bar loaded, and I went out there and had to do my lift next. So I took 666 pounds. It was not very smooth. I mean, it moved all right. It was just a little slower and grindier than I would have hoped for. And you know, part of that might have been the timing. Part of that might have been just how I felt like I was off my game. I was able to finish the lift. It was a good lift. I got the down signal, and you know, so I went two lifts right there. For the rest of the rotation, though, we didn't have lanes. So for our next one, I think only had like 3 or 4 minutes of rest, which is crazy because when you have 4 competitors, you know, the bar was getting loaded so quickly. As soon as one person was done, it took just a few seconds for them to change the weights, and then it was time to go again. And you know, you felt like you wanted to go quickly and didn't want to take a long time in between, because just the energy of the show and trying to keep it at that faster pace. So I called for 683, and I went out and it wasn't going to go, which was really an ego crushing event for me. Usually I know that if I go in my garage, or if I normally in any situation, 700 is like the range where even on a bad day I know I can pull it. So something was really off for me to not even be able to do that on this day. I'm not even gonna say it was really that close. It was just not gonna happen. Grant went out, and I know he got a 694 as his opener. He and I were the only two that were competing without single ply suits, and you know, that's not to take anything away from Brad or Vasile or Lane. Lane competed earlier in the day in a full power raw meet there, so I, you know, have nothing bad to say about that, and I again just hope he recovers really quickly. Vasile and Brad, the rule was that we were allowed to wear suits, and Grant and I just didn't. So everyone else was using the allowed equipment, and we weren't. Unfortunately, Grant wasn't able to hit his second attempt. I'm not quite sure. Someone mentioned something like a misload, but I was not paying enough attention in kind of the flurry of all the action to know what happened there. He took, I know, a 727. And got to the top and wasn't able to hang on to it, and he pretty much got the lift, but just wasn't able to quite hang on at the top, so that was unfortunate for him. I think Vasile ended up with something. I think he got something like he opened with 727, and it moved pretty well. He took a second. I'm not sure what it was, somewhere in the mid sevens, I'm sure, and I'm pretty sure it went. And I think he missed his third. I know that Brad started with 717. Took something in the mid set like 750, and then hit a 780. So props to him, because that environment and that situation, I can't imagine hitting you know, 3 really heavy lifts in those circumstances. So he is a true competitor and was a true professional throughout. Again, I cannot say enough good things about the competitors that I was able to share the platform with. It was really incredible. And yeah, that was just the event. A few things that I can think of that I definitely can control next time. I forgot my belt, which some people have said, well, duh, no wonder that you were underperforming without a belt. Belted or not, I mean, I wore a belt. Thank you, by the way. Huge shout out to Patrick the Cannon Castelli for loaning me his belt. It wasn't the same belt as mine. It was a 10 millimeter large, which mine is usually a medium 13 millimeter. So I had a little bit of extra flap that I'm not used to, and the belt itself, the material just felt thinner. But if he wouldn't have been able to, you know, if he wouldn't have been willing or able to loan me his belt, I would have had to do that meet beltless. And that is one of those unexcusable mistakes of mine. To forget my belt, I literally had to have picked it up, grabbed my singlet, grabbed my socks, grabbed my deadlift shoes, and leave and put the belt down without, I don't even know, I cannot imagine. That's before a rookie mistake, because even like a novice or a rookie would like be so nervous about it or something, they'd put their belt in the car the night before, and I totally spaced on that. Yeah, I have about 1,000 things that I would like to say were probably contributing factors, but they're all going to come off as excuses. And bottom line is that, I earned the placement that I got, and I earned the performance I got with the preparation that I had for this event, and it wasn't nearly close to the kind of performance that I am accustomed to, that I expected myself, or that I feel like I'm capable of. And obviously, I just wasn't for this one. So I'm sorry I don't have any meet footage. I'm sure someone got some video of it. Hopefully, if anybody did, if they can send me that, shoot me an email at benricetraining@gmail.com. I at least like to look at my lifts and kind of see how they matched up compared to how they felt. The first one felt fine. The second one felt slow, but a lot of times in meets, all your lifts feel worse than they look if you get them, and then the ones that you don't get look worse than you would imagine. So yeah, that's about all I have to say. Again, I just don't want to turn this into a complaint or excuses thing, because I have no complaints about the event. Anything that didn't happen was not the result of anyone but myself and my own preparation. So I hold myself to a higher standard, and if I ever do something like this again, I will make sure that I am more prepared. And it's good occasionally to have humbling experiences. It's unfortunate that it happened in front of such a big, awesome audience. I really wish that I could have put on a better performance for them, and for the people that kind of reached out and stuck their necks out for me to be able to participate in this. And I really did underperform by about 100 pounds below what my best I feel like is, about 80 pounds below what I feel like I should have done, and about at least 50 pounds below what I think is my absolute bare minimum self-acceptance. So back to the drawing board. My training for USPA Nationals will resume as soon as I can get feeling right, and things will go better in the future, I hope. So thank you guys for your continued support, for your patience, and for your understanding in situations like this. I really wish that I could have done better for you guys, and that's just how it goes sometimes. So I'm thankful for the opportunity. I am honored and humbled and grateful to have had this chance, and next time I will do more to take advantage of the good opportunity and utilize it. So thanks again, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.